And just be like, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, he's flirting with this girl. Okay, cool. We need to understand that he's kind of a player. He's winning her over. They're having feelings for each other. Cue 10-minute they bone it out scene to like hard saxophone music. Like it just
bone it out.
I want the world to see. 90s porn, everybody. Or I guess would that be called softcore porn? Is that what it was?
From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pod Therapy. Real people and real
Back to
therapy.
one.
Problems are
You can submit your questions anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. And now broadcasting from the hashtag Believe All Wombats
Yes.
Thank
Do
you,
it.
Winter Scoops.
They have square poop.
That's Jim. That's Whitney. I'm Nick. It's time for some Pod Therapy.
Well, welcome
They have
back.
cubicle poop.
If you would like a sneak peek at my custom-made Valentine's Day card, if you'd like to hear more about the cinema duel that Nick and I are entering into, we each pick a movie for each other. We're going to be releasing our
Jim has
commentary
already won.
and reviews on Patreon.
Listen to the Patreon episode today.
This year's
Jim
gonna
has
be good.
Clearly already won this movie review thing that you two are doing.
This year's going to be good for Patreon content. We are already planning out some really great stuff with these movie reviews. I'm pretty excited for that. Look, I'm excited to watch your piece of shit movie, okay? I really am.
I'm going to keep an open mind.
I am keeping open mind. I'm going
You
to
just said
it
it's
like
a piece of shit movie.
Okay, let me start over. I'm excited to watch
Jesus.
this movie whose shittiness has yet to be determined.
Okay.
And I intend to approach it as a scientist, okay, and really take my time with it. So it's going to be a good time. Patreon.com/therapy. Join us. Jump in here in January. Sign up for the 1-year little membership thingy, and then just hang out with us for the year. Why the hell not? You listen to the show every week. If you're part of the main audience, come join us. Whenever you join on Patreon.com/therapy, you get a little code. You copy and paste it into your favorite podcast app. You go right to your settings. It'll say, oh, do you have a custom code? Yep, I sure do. You drop it in there. And then from that moment on, along with all your other favorite podcasts, you're now going to get the Patreon version of our show. It's extended. It pops into your feed on Wednesdays. And then you'll start getting these sporadic Monday content where we do all sorts of cool stuff. We're talking about skills. We're talking about research, talking about news. We're going to be doing movie reviews. We just do all sorts of really neat things. Interviews as we get opportunities to meet professionals in the world or listeners of the show. And then you can access our 8-year library at patreon.com/therapy. It's the very first post. It's pinned at the top, and you can just see all the hyperlinks to all the different content we've created: book clubs, book reviews, deep dives into research, going through therapy skills, just tons and tons of stuff. She is a hot, supple 19-year-old. There's also that. Patreon.com/therapy. We've got a lot of fun stuff to check out. It's a new year. Join us for the new year. It's going to be a lot of fun. I feel like we should do an entire live stream. Well, you can't live stream a bingo game, can you? Because you're in a gambling thing. We need to take you to bingo. But I'm scared you're going to be underwhelmed with it. It's one of those things. You know what? Maybe you'll be fine with it. If you're the kind of kid who could grow up in small town America and just get enthusiastic about something because it was like, whatever, we're having fun cow tipping or whatever. It's like not objectively fun, but like you're getting yourself psyched for it. Okay. You'll enjoy bingo.
I've
feel
heard
like that'll
there's
be
like
fine.
2 or different kinds of bingo. Like some of them, they auto like click stuff for you, and
Yeah.
then some you like actually.
Well, then like Circus, I guess, is bringing back the old school like piece of paper with a dauber.
Well, the daubers still exist. You
But
can
they're
still do
bringing that back to the strip.
Oh, okay.
Circus is
Wait,
doing
so
that
where?
So most bingo halls you
Yeah,
go to,
I don't
you
even know
have
what to
two
expect.
options.
I have no idea.
They'll give you a packet of bingo cards
Okay.
that you rip off one at a time. So it'll be like game 1, game 2. And so you play them one at a
Okay.
time, and you get a
Okay.
bingo dauber. There's like a
Okay.
vending machine. And so it's these little paint sticks that you
Okay.
buy. And then you sit there, and as they call the numbers, you sit there and stamp your little thing. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
marker. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's traditional bingo.
Okay.
The other option, if you're lazy, is they give you like a little laptop. It's basically like an iPad. And so the iPad is just, it only does bingo, and like it just sits there and it plays all your cards for
It's
you
great.
while
You
you
don't do
drink.
anything.
I'm
watch.
a big fan. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
You do that one?
Yeah, because I can't keep up.
Why?
I'm terrible. I'm terrible with the dauber.
The only one that
Well,
I've
so
ever
what do you
gone
do
to.
while it's doing that? What are you doing?
I've
drink.
been to one bingo thing one time, and it
Aggressively.
was rock and roll bingo. There was
Okay.
like a band and music and everything.
that sounds
Okay.
cool.
Open bar, and then just bingo games were playing on this screen in front of me, and I guess I had the opportunity to win one.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, it's true
Yep.
gambling. You're just like
I
pay
guess
the money,
Yeah.
and maybe my card wins.
You're just sitting there for the hour.
I gave somebody money when I walked in.
Yeah.
and then nobody gave me any money on the way out, so I
Yeah.
guess I didn't win.
Yeah, that's what my wife and I
okay.
will do. Occasionally, we'll go play bingo.
Oh my
She
God,
wants
y'all
to play
are
the
so old.
daubers,
Oh,
so
yeah.
she'll get out the paint and the paper because she likes to do that. I can't keep up because it moves too fast, and
Oh,
like
it
I can't.
does?
Oh, for me it does.
Bingo is too
She's fine.
fast paced for Jim Jones.
Yeah, the 90-year-old women in the room seem to be fine. I cannot keep up, so I need the machine, and then I just drink her drinks,
This
and
is
she sits there and
hilarious.
daubs.
All right, we gotta go.
I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna
Sit
enjoy
I gotta
it.
try the dauber.
It's honestly. Have you ever played bingo, Nick?
Yeah.
Here
Yeah.
they
Do you do the
Um,
dauber or do you do the machine?
No, it's the automatic. I think they gave me like
Gosh.
they gave you like an iPad or something.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
something like
I feel
Wow.
like for Whitney's first bingo ever, I feel like she has to do the dauber.
Everyone has
It's not
to
gonna
do
be
the
fun if she
dauber.
starts with the laptop. Like you got to start with the dauber.
Oh, I've never done this fucking dauber thing.
Oh, yeah, do the dauber. You'll have more fun with it. It's
Right.
way
We're
more
doing the
active.
dauber.
You got to do the dauber. No, you're doing the dauber. I am going to sit there with a laptop and drink.
He's
and
gonna
just
heckle me
cheer for
while
you.
I drink.
I'm actually a good teammate though. Like I'll sit next to you and like
Help me
I'll
get
help
them?
eyeball things. Yeah, if I see that like oh you missed this one over here, like I'll double check
Okay.
all your little
Okay.
grids and make sure you're good.
No one is surprised that you double check people's bingo cards.
Yeah, I like
for
to
them.
let. I don't want anybody to lose. You know, I'm against the house, man. I'm pro people.
Yeah.
I'm a plebeian.
Jim does that once over
Yeah.
of your bingo card.
Yeah. There's a price.
It's a service
I
that he
expect
will
half the
provide for
winnings. Okay, I'm supporting you.
That's what I-
This now we're both in it together.
Half of that $20 you won.
That's right. Yeah. No, you win big money at bingo. We got some great questions for today's show, and leading off the order is about confronting an old injustice. Dear everyone, not named Jim.
Wow.
Okay. All right. I feel
That's
like
me.
I feel targeted. I'm gonna be honest. I grew up being best friends with a guy, we'll call him Bob. Bob always treated me poorly, and I just took it on the chin because by the time I was about 16, I had internalized that that was how I deserved to be treated. We saw each other the most during high school, but when we both went off to college, I only saw him once a year. Now, 15 plus years later, he's married with kids, and I see him perhaps once every 2 or 3 years, and I'm okay with that. Since I've since come to realize that he was a shitty friend. His brother and I, however, actually stayed very close and have a very healthy relationship today. One day, when Bob and I were teens, Bob was over at my house. We were in my brother's room, and I saw Bob sneak 2 sealed boxes of Pokemon cards into his bag. Children of the 90s understand what a crime this is. Fuck yeah, dude. You got to jump on Bob and beat his ass. Stealing 2 boxes of Pokemon cards? Jesus Christ. Children of the 90s will understand this. Even though I saw Bob steal the cards, I was too scared to confront him about it. Fuck, right, or that stuff. So I said nothing and felt shame for my silence ever since. Yeah, Jesus, that's really rough. Fast forward to 2025, Bob was visiting his family for Christmas and bragged to his brother about having stolen the cards. Bob justified the theft by saying Steve's brother was an asshole, so I don't care that I took them. It's true that my brother and I had a strained relationship and didn't get along as kids, but Bob took that tension and manipulated it to give himself a license to steal from someone else. Hearing about this brag hurt me so deeply. It's not the cards that bother me. I couldn't care less about them. It's the fact that someone who held themselves out as my best friend stole from my family, kept me in a place where I felt too scared to do anything about it, and is proud of having done so. All these years later, I haven't wanted to have a friendship with Bob in over 10 years, and I rarely talk to him anymore. When I do see Bob, he always waxes poetic about how grateful he is to be my friend, and that makes me feel white hot with rage because it's all an act. After learning about the Pokemon card theft, I feel inclined to call him and light him up. I want to tell him how much of an asshole he was to me our entire childhood, how I never deserved to be treated the way he treated me, how he had no right to take things that didn't belong to him, and that even at 37 years old, he still sounds like an immature man-child. How does one process this 15-ish year delayed anger? Is it worth the confrontation? Should I tell my brother that my shitty friend stole his Pokemon cards? I know Bob will continue to be a shitty person, and I can't change him. I know he won't face consequences for his actions, and he will likely do more bad things in the future. I just want to grapple with this deep sense of injustice that I'm feeling. Love Pokemon Trainer Steve.
So Pokemon Trainer Steve has written in to a mental health podcast. And the question that you have written in with is, what about Bob?
What about Bob?
Oh my god.
What about Bob?
Thank you.
What about?
Thank you, Pokemon Trainer
I hate
Steve.
that movie.
You know, quick plug
You,
for the
sir,
Patreon.
are a hero.
Quick plug for the Patreon. Nick and I live watched What About Bob. Remember this, Nick? We did this so many years ago.
Yeah.
And we recorded a live track to be played with What About Bob.
I want to watch this.
of
Whitney
us
is visibly angry about
watching
Because-
this
Bob.
movie.
This has been a point of contention in my marriage.
Oh, okay.
Damn movie.
Oh,
Is Peter and his family think it's just hilarious. They love
They
this
are
movie.
correct.
They quote
Okay.
What
They are
About Bob
correct.
all the
I
fucking
mean, it
time.
holds
And I'm like,
up. It's
He's
very
wearing a
strong.
goldfish around his neck, Whitney. They're
I
right.
mean,
Have you
Yeah.
have you not seen it? You just said I want to watch it.
no.
I'm lost.
She wants to watch our take
I want
on
to
it.
watch
Oh,
your thing,
copy.
responding
Okay,
to
thank
it. Yeah, I
you.
was like, no.
Got
I
it,
watched
got
That's
it.
why I hate it.
Yeah, Nick, I liked it. I feel like both of our reviews at the time were like, this is great. Like
What?
this is a
What
good
did you
time.
like
we
about
were
it?
having a good time.
No, I think we enjoyed
The comedic
movie.
genius?
I
You
think
can
we
enjoy the
enjoyed
movie.
the
it's Bill
jokes
Murray and like
about
Richard Dreyfuss.
I
Like
don't
they're
think
both
we-
great.
it. At no point did we think like, oh yeah, this is how therapy works.
No.
It
We
stressed
obviously
me the
had
fuck out.
criticism.
I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, this
Yeah.
is my worst nightmare.
Yes.
I'm
I think-
still fairly
yeah.
sure that's how therapy works.
You should actually use Peter's
how
Patreon
life
and
coaching
listen to
works.
it
Yeah.
because I think that you would feel very validated. Like I want to say that was our takeaway.
I will have to go find it.
So what about this Bob? What about this Pokemon trainer Steve, whose nemesis Bob is a douche? I relate to this so much. So I want to be careful how much I say. I don't think this guy listens to the podcast. I don't know.
Make up a name for him.
So Jim's dad.
There you go. Dad.
Dad.
Okay. So my Bob, we'll call him Mike. There it is.
Sorry.
The rubber chicken. So I in high school I became really good friends with this dude Mike. Obviously not his real name. And like he's one of these guys that
Michael is his real name.
at the time in high school, he wasn't a good friend, but like I would stick to him like glue. I liked him. I would just do whatever he wanted. And like he was just constantly like this kind of guy. Like I remember we were in a parking garage once and he just backed into a whole fucking car and then just drove away.
Oh shit.
And he was one of these kids that was like really
Just one
rich.
car?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's fine.
Okay. Just one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That day.
Yeah.
That particular day. But just like a rich kid who just didn't care and just like would constantly pick on other people and belittle them. But like we were cool. But he would still, they could do that to me too. Like pick on me, but like, just kidding, buddy. But it was always like a little too much. But it was like, all right, whatever. We're just being buddies. And yeah, he was just like a really weird like womanizer. And like he was constantly like weirdly denigrating women. Like he was like this Christian Tate guy way before there was a Christian Tate. Like he was just way too far.
You mean Andrew Tate?
Tate,
I
there
was
it
like
is.
Christian.
Tim Robbins. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, just like way too far. And he's one of these guys that like I lost touch with after high school. He went to a different college. I went to my thing. And so like we stopped
Liberty
staying in touch.
University
There
was
it is.
Jim's thing
But
that
like
he went to.
over the years, he would come back to town,
Never
and
forget.
every time he came back to town, he'd always be like, "Oh man, let's hang out. I miss you. Let's connect." And I'd always be like cringy about it because I was like, "I don't want to see this guy,"
Yeah.
but we have enough shared history that I feel wrong not visiting with him, you know, like, and it's kind that he wants to visit with me. But then every time I would see this guy, he would just say the most like repugnant shit and just be like really weird. And I just be like, God damn, I do not want to hang out with this guy. Like, he's just so awkward.
Who would have ever thought he'd go on to work for ICE?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's actually doing really well right now.
Nick wasn't even
yeah.
here for
Yeah. I know. We had a whole conversation at the
Oh,
bar.
really?
Yeah, we had a good time with that. But yeah, so like I relate to you, Steve, like having a person that you're just like, man, when we were kids, you were really gross. And I'm comfortable with, like, if you have a person in your life who was like that, and I'm sure all of us in this room can relate to, there was somebody I knew as a kid or in high school or middle school that was kind of trash.
No, I didn't have any friends like that.
You probably
He was
were
the
that friend, and that's
He was
all
like,
of your buddies like, oh, don't talk to
there it
Jacob.
is.
That guy's crazy. But like, I feel like a lot of humans reform over the years, and like we have to like take a look at our childhood frustrations and the pain we went through through a mature adult lens. Otherwise, we're going to hold people to this standard that like is unfair because all of us were kind of dumb and stupid as kids, and like they were dumb and stupid. And I don't want to hold children to an adult standard with like a 30-year retroactive lens. But when you look at that person in your adulthood and they're still a pile of garbage, that's when I'm like, okay, now I'm a lot more comfortable holding them to this. If they're still walking around talking like, yeah, I stole from my friend's family, ha ha ha, and like you're asking us to like laugh along with you to maybe validate that you're a piece of shit. Like, yeah, I'm a big fan of like not doing that.
I missed
anymore.
it in the letter. What is keeping the writer attached to this person?
What I hear is that he's still friends with Bob's brother.
Yeah.
So that to me was the main thing that stuck out to me, because I was like, at first my instinct was to say, well, just cut him off or confront him if that
Steve
makes you
wants
feel
to
better.
confront him. Steve wants to double barrel this dude in the chest. But like Steve says, I talk to him every couple of months. We'll reconnect for just a little bit. And when I see Bob opines about what good friends we are, been friends since kids, and like how valuable our friendship is. So Bob seems to genuinely like Steve and seems to like put out this air of like, wow, we're so great. And like Steve secretly is like, God, I kind of can't fucking stand you. But like Bob is like, we're buddies. We've always been buddies. And Steve's kind of like, dude, I think you were a piece of shit when we were kids. I have a ton of resentment about who you were, how you behaved, how you treated me, how you treated others. And I still kind of think you're a piece of shit. But Steve's sort of wrestling with, is this the kind of thing that a mature adult really needs to sit down and just punch his friend in the mouth? Do you need to air these grievances, or do you just let it go?
Well, I mean, we already passed Festivus.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
Solid.
You should have aired the grievances on
There's a
Festivus.
time and a
that.
place. There's a time and a place.
No,
I mean, it feels like a lot of calories to burn.
Yeah. Too much effort, you
to
think?
get what?
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably just not talk to him anymore.
Yeah, like if you don't be
just
friends
kinda
with the
cut 'em
guy, then
off.
don't be friends with the guy.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I'd... Although I do understand where Steve is coming from, because I do feel like there's a little bit of that... Schadenfreuden's not the right word, but like this... Like, God, it'd be great to just let this go.
Okay.
To just unload on this guy and be like, hey, you know
Yeah.
what? You're a fucking asshole. You've
Right.
always been a fucking asshole.
Right.
But that's just taking
Oh,
out
doesn't that feel
aggression
good?
on...
Yeah.
That's just taking out your aggression on this outlet, which is admittedly probably a somewhat deserving outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you're not going to get
To what
anything
end?
out of it.
I
Yeah.
relate though, dude. Nick, what you just said, like I fantasize every time I see this old friend post on Facebook and just say some new dumbass thing that just bothers me. I fantasize about like just somehow getting in touch with them. Because like occasionally I'll come to town and be like, oh bro, come out and drink with us or whatever. And like he's weird. Like he's still like very immature. Like he wants to get like blackout drunk and like, you know, like chase strippers or some dumbass thing. Like it's just really stupid. And like
They won't run from you as long as you think they
yeah,
will.
they're not that hard to get. And like I there's a part of me that really wants to just tell him like
very easy.
what a
change.
fucking disappointment he is, you know, and just like really let him have it.
Those heels.
But I feel like I relate to Steve because while I
Not quick.
fantasize about doing that, I feel like, is that immature? Am I just being immature? Is that me like in my feelings?
Well,
Is that dumb?
What I heard, because, you know, listening through it that first time, it sounds like it's about the Pokemon cards and the injustice. But what I hear deeper than that is really Steve saying, like, I want him to know how much he hurt me
Right.
and how much he did wrong to me. The thing that tipped him over the edge, as with most of us, is when somebody attacks our sibling and you're like, oh hell no, I
Yeah.
can fuck with my sibling, but you did?
Yeah.
You
Maybe
called my brother
sibling
an
was
asshole?
dumb.
No.
Yeah, you don't get to do that, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what's bringing it up again. On one hand, I definitely go with what like Nick and Jacob was saying, where just leave it alone, because at some point he will either stop reaching out or he'll be like, this is weird. You still talk to my brother, but like you've been ignoring me. Why is that? He may ask like,
Yeah.
hey man, what's up? And that could give you an opportunity if he's asking. And if he doesn't ask, then you don't have to talk to him anymore. And it's like a win-win on that end.
And
But-
I mean, I hate to criticize you, Steve, and I'm not really criticizing you, but like, let's right size it a little bit. Like, saying that someone stole from my family is a very dramatic way of saying this douchebag took some Pokemon cards from my brother.
Oh, Jacob, let me stop you right there, bud. You're on the wrong side of this issue.
I'm not.
You are on the wrong side. In the 90s, stealing Pokemon cards?
I understand.
I don't think you do.
I feel like stealing Pokemon cards today is more egregious than the 90s. The 90s it was all fun and games. Nowadays people have like collector Pokemon cards.
Fucking I did. Dude, in the 90s I had a criminal syndicate in my middle school in which we systematically stole people's Pokemon cards.
What?
It was a very
And did
serious
any of
thing.
you
Wait,
and did
so
any of
you
you
did
You were on
this?
the wrong
Yeah,
side.
yeah. I did this.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if someone
Probably way worse than fucking Bob did.
This,
Brother, I'm so ashamed.
If Bob
it's the
had like
worst.
taken these cards and sold them for, tens of thousands
This is where
of
I thought
dollars.
this letter was
Probably
going. I was like,
good.
oh
Yeah.
shit.
Right. Like if Bob took these
What a
cards
dick.
and sold them for like $250,000 and he kept that money and was still bragging
I
about it.
don't
All his
know.
tires
That's
would
a
be
different
slashed.
thing.
I don't know how to help you get this. My only guess is if I could tell you like LSU memorabilia.
You know I was alive in the 90s.
You didn't care about Pokemon. You and old
I
ass
think
Nick
everyone cared a
didn't
little.
get it. You guys were just enough years older than us that you didn't fucking care about Pokemon. You
That's
were
true.
aware of the phenomenon.
No, but I'm saying
you were not standing
if
in line
they
trying to
were-
buy the card.
If this was a thing that was today worth a lot of money,
okay.
that
Like
he
a
had, that he had
Labubu.
fucked up.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
Or like he had stolen it and he made a lot of money off of it or something
Okay.
like that. If there was like a damage that Steve was talking about,
Yes.
then I'd be more on your team here.
Okay.
But because it's just a kind of symbolic,
Okay.
you stole from my family thing, I'm suggesting possibly you need to right size this to some degree.
Yeah.
Instead of phrasing this as this man stole from me and mine,
Yeah.
it's this douchebag when he was a kid stole Pokemon cards from my brother, and he still brags about it because he's still a fucking douchebag.
Yeah,
like he's just a douchebag.
I think you can even rephrase it to this is the type of guy that steals.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or he's the type of guy that like he stole Pokemon cards when he was a kid, and he still brags about it.
You know
Like
what?
who does that?
And
Yeah.
I'll say it. What we're all thinking.
Okay.
I'll bet this guy doesn't return his shopping cards either.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet he doesn't.
I'll
Bet
bet
he
he
doesn't.
doesn't.
I bet a
So
crispy
okay,
$1 bill.
this is
He
you
does
coming
not.
back full circle to maybe half of all living things should die if they're not returning the
You're
shopping
saying Thanos
card.
was right.
Maybe-
That's all he
maybe
said.
more.
Thanos was right.
Maybe
I'm
more
not-
than half.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying the shopping cart's the ultimate litmus test.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
like,
That's
If you're ready to live in a society
Yes.
without being policed,
Okay.
yeah.
then you don't need anyone to ask you to return your shopping
You
cards.
just
Yeah.
do what is
You
right.
do the right thing when no
You
one's
return them
watching.
because the right thing to do is to return the shopping cards.
Yeah.
I like your logic.
but Jacob pointing that out brings back up that I think it's about all the other things more. It's that over and over what Jim's talked about with his friend Mike, like that repetitive, if every day, every week you went through kind of this little belittling, like
Yeah.
chipping away.
Right.
That's the real problem. And the
No,
fact
that's
that he's
the thing,
doing
is,
this
like,
now.
your friend is a douchebag.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And your friend is still being a douchebag. But I'm just saying, like, right size it to that.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying with that. I'm not saying dismiss it. I'm not saying
Don't
it's
take
nothing.
like a Hatfield and McCoy's
yeah. It's not a
ancestral
huge
honor.
deal. It's like
Yeah.
oh.
What a douche.
Back when I was a kid, I hung out with this guy. He turned out to be a douchebag. So that could just be the end of the story.
Whitney, I'm sure by now in your life there are people that you've decided you're no longer going to be friends with. Do you need to tell them off, or do you just silently let them go?
I let them go. I guess I didn't
With
think
the
about
exception
this.
being
I can't tell you because I'm still plotting my
there's
revenge.
definitely an exception in that.
I know.
let
At
it go.
first, I was like, I don't think I have anyone, and all of a sudden, just in my head, I was like, oh yeah, this
New
is
there
it.
was
Patreon
definitely somebody
project.
This there.
Whitney's tea. Yeah, there's a Patreon level where you just get to hear Whitney's gossip.
Oh my god, yeah, I will. I'll come back to that story someday for a level. But no, with her, it is very much a watching her now. As an adult, she seems like she's thriving, like honestly, which in some ways is why I shouldn't be on social media. Like,
Okay,
back
it's not
up
good
on-
for you.
right? But it's like, one, I probably do need to sit back and say, like, who was that child at 16 making
Yeah,
these decisions
that's
and
fair.
choices?
It does make a big difference if you were a child and outgrew that and learned from it.
Yeah.
Versus you had those behaviors then, and now you're an adult and you still display the same behavior.
Right. Like at 39, is she the same person at like 19 was the last time we had an issue? It's like that's a 20-year gap. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I remember I went to a kind of a funeral / remembrance for a guy that I had been really close to in high school. And so obviously you're seeing a bunch of people that you also knew in high school. And I remember one of the other people and we were in our 30s at the time. And I remember somebody at the funeral came up to me and started like bringing up some beef they had with me from high school.
What?
Yeah, and it was really petty. It was like, oh, you blah, blah, blah. You talk trash about me from, to this person, that person. I remember staring at this person in disbelief, and I let them kind of get it out. And then I looked at him and said, you know that we were children, right? You're describing a child. I was 16. As a 30-something-year-old man, I'm sorry, but Jesus.
I mean, look
we were
at me
children.
now. I have a podcast where I say things
I
like
stopped
simple
stealing
young 19-year-olds.
I stopped stealing Pokemon cards months ago.
No.
Okay. That's in the past. When are you going to get over it?
I have slept since then.
Yeah.
At least twice.
Since you brought this up, Jim, because I debated sharing this with this question, but since you bring this up, I do think there is a lot of wonderful healing that can be done from an apology, even though you're right. You were 16. Right. You're kind of like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm this old now. But that was still a hurtful thing that was done, even in our immature,
I don't like that
brain.
reaction to it either. I don't like the reaction. I don't like the reaction of we're older now and we shouldn't react to this emotionally. I don't like that response either.
And I think I might have told this story on here ages ago. I've been on here so long now.
Yeah.
Many eons.
Believe us, we know.
Feels like basically the whole time.
Yeah.
I had this experience once where there was a guy I had a crush on, and there was a boundary that started to be crossed in I would say an intimate way where I was unsure about this as a child. It didn't go super far, but it was it wasn't great. Mm-hmm. So fast forward, good old LinkedIn. What a fucking random, LinkedIn.
Greatest pussy finder site on the internet.
Well,
I'll be honest right now. LinkedIn. Okay, that's what's up.
We're gonna put that on the back burner.
There you go.
On LinkedIn, this guy reaches out and reconnects, and I'm immediately transported back to high school when this happens,
exactly
right?
what it is.
Okay.
I do. Yes, I'm like, oh, hello. We're small talking.
Hello,
it
Dr.
for a minute.
Huxtable.
Mm-hmm, yeah. It's surface level stuff for a bit. And so I'm like, but where is this going? What's the deal?
I mean, he was so much older than you. I'm surprised he's still alive.
He was only 2 years older than me. But so he, Dr. Huxtable was much older. Yeah. But he reaches out, and as we're chatting, basically he ends up sharing some stuff that had happened to him. He had lost a child, a lot of things had happened in his life that were pretty intense. But he says, I've been going through this program where I'm trying to right a lot of wrongs. It might have been an AA thing.
Okay.
I have no idea. I can't remember now because this was actually a while back. But he's like, there was this time I remember when we were hanging out and this thing happened, and I remember you did not seem into it. And he's like, and I always thought, why didn't I stop there? Why didn't I check myself better? But I'm sure
it had been on his mind, though.
It had been on his mind. And what felt crazy to me is that since that moment when I was a teenager, it was something that had sat with me and I kind of ruminated on for quite a while. Mm-hmm. And the basically the moment that he had this apology that he shared, he said, I'm really sorry that I didn't stop or that I didn't, do something different. And just acknowledging that was a weight had been lifted. And I basically never thought about it again.
Wow.
It was
that's beautiful.
It was amazing though. And it sat with me so much that I really do try and share with others, even though it feels awkward or you're years have passed and I shouldn't bring this up. Right. They probably don't remember. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is. Obviously I'm talking about something a little more serious, but something even Pokemon cards are just this slow grind of somebody hurting another person. And if you're on the other end of that and someone confronts you, and so sorry to call you out there a little bit, but it's sometimes just an apology. Just an apology and an acknowledgement of I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that as a person. It's okay, thank you. Thank you for hearing me and seeing me. And you did recognize that. Then I'm not crazy. And it was just really healing.
Well, it makes you feel seen, and like, oh, you did have a reaction at the time. Like we didn't talk about it at the time, but you had a reaction at the time. I did clock that, and I feel weird that I didn't react differently about it.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Like that's a reasonable conversation. Would it feel as good if you had challenged him on that, and then as a result of you challenging him, he had offered an apology?
Like if I were the one reaching out,
yeah,
saying, "Hey, this happened."
Because LinkedIn guy proactively came to you and said,
and that's great.
I'm working
I
a
do
program.
love that, and
Which is
I
the
bet that makes him
coolest.
like it. Obviously made you feel a lot better. I bet it made him feel a lot better.
Yes.
Like I am a huge fan of that.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of like, yes, go out and like right the wrongs that you committed in your past.
It's not weird.
For them.
It's not weird.
It'll make you feel better.
But if you're Pokemon trainer Steve, how do you feel about the advice? Do we coach Steve and say, you know what, buddy, go ahead and let Bob know that, hey man, I have a lot of animosity and a lot of resentment about when we were kids. I'm not wrong sizing that. I get it. We were kids. I forgive you, but I feel like you need to know I'm not impressed with a lot of the things you think were cool. They really bothered me.
Yeah, that's where part of me does feel like there can be healing in that, and that's why I brought up that story.
Me much.
Shania.
All of Jim's life can be summed up as Shania.
I think so.
I think
I consider myself the Shania Twain of this podcast.
I also
easily.
consider you that.
Thanks, buddy. That means a lot. You see me.
resentment
You
is
get it.
kind of like it's like a brick that you just kind of carry around.
Yeah, Nick metaphor.
And
She's a brick and I'm drowning
And, like,
slowly.
in Whitney's example, this person comes up and apologizes, and then Whitney's in the situation like, oh, I guess I don't have to carry this anymore, and you
Right.
can set it down. Another scenario, it would be like Whitney confronting this person and saying, hey, this really bothers me. And assuming that conversation goes well, hey, guess I can set this down. I don't have to carry this anymore. And then there's a third option in which neither of those happen.
Right.
And then I think that's the most challenging, because then it's up to that person to learn to set it down with no actual resolution.
Right. So that's where, in my mind with this writer, I think the best option is to not address it. And just, I wouldn't try to be friends with him though either. When he's reaching out saying, hey, let's go get a drink or whatever, just say no thanks.
Yeah.
I would try
Or
and
I'm
cut
busy
that.
or whatever.
I'm busy. I would cut that and just leave it at that. And if they come to you, that's where they say, hey, we haven't hung out. It seems like you're avoiding me. You hang out with my brother, but not me. That's really, well, yeah, I've tried to get some space because there's some things that I really didn't like you've been doing.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about that more, let me know. Again, allow them to be the one to come to you.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I just think it starts with that, because I think on your own, dealing with those issues, like going to therapy and talking through what was hurtful for you as a child, I think that's the real issue here. And yes, it's because of that person. And yes, if everyone could get an apology from their abusers or people who've hurt them, like that would be a wonderful world to live in. But since we cannot most of the time, I feel very lucky that I got my apology. That was amazing. But like, I don't think that is normal or usual at all. And so it's like, I think learning to manage that part is going to be the most important thing. So whether that's through therapy, I hadn't gone to therapy before then, so like maybe that could have been something helpful to me. So
I like that.
When I hear people say like just move on, and then they say like, in that same tone of voice that they say like just get over it or whatever,
Right.
like moving on from something is kind of a superpower.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And like I actively work at trying to just move on from things, and I'm not great at it, but like I actively work at it. And like the idea of just being able to move on, and I bet this is kind of where you're coming from, writer, is like the idea of just having an action that you can take and then being emotionally done with this.
Right.
I bet is appealing.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to work out that way.
Right.
I think it's just going to cause more problems and prolong the issues that are already happening and everything else that's going on inside of you. Like you're not going to get an outcome that you're happy with.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's true.
Do the old letter writing.
The old letter writing. I mean, Whitney, you really said something I think quite
Everybody drink.
wise. It was there. It is. Yeah. Well, I'm empty, but
I
I
am
would.
too.
I'm with you spiritually. But no, like the idea that we are not going to likely get to confront our abuser, and so the real work for catharsis and for healing is probably going to be more internal. It's probably going to be you with your own mind, or you doing something therapeutic with your own therapist. Most of us are not going to get anything out of it. And the idea that this person's going to hear the feedback and either have an epiphany or know how to be mature and emotionally handle that,
How you've described
that's very
them
hard to do.
is very
I mean, I'm a
unlikely.
therapist and somebody confronted me at a funeral and like
Jim
I was
said,
kind of like,
"Fuck
hey, maybe go fuck yourself. You know, I'm mourning here. My friend died and I don't give a shit what you think. And like, yeah, it was a bad moment. So like, you know, I think that we can't expect people to be very good at this. And so the work has to be done for ourselves to liberate ourselves, you know, from our own burdens. And I think that's a really good advice. So I think we're all on the same page. Basically sneak up, punch this guy in the back of the head.
If
Slash
there
his
is like a
tires.
Pokemon card in that collection that's worth like $50K or something
Christ.
like
Just
that,
don't find out because you'll
then
be more
all
mad.
of my advice changes completely.
Yeah.
What's the new advice?
Oh, break into his house, beat the shit out of him, take the cards back.
I love that. I love that idea. Stick around for the end of the show, and I will tell you about my middle school Pokemon scheme in which I basically Oceaned 11 the entire Pokemon.
Pokemon scheme.
Again, he's proud of it.
Yeah.
I can't
This is-
imagine.
Oh, no,
Just
it's
saying
bad.
that.
It's bad. It's a hook. It's a hook, Nick. We've been doing this for 8 fucking years. I'm keeping people in.
Whatever Jimothy is going to talk about, I'm not going to give a shit. I
Yeah.
just know it.
The people do.
Jimothy.
The Pokemon lovers do. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are talking about pathological demand avoidance versus oppositional defiant disorder in a child. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Easy for you to say.
Today's episode is brought to you by Judy Schneider, Leon Kassab, Carolyn Albert, Amy Scoop, Sarah Smith, Mike Helm, Jared Cunningham, Cody the DeLorean Guy, Brady Malachek, Max the Ginger Scoop, Ellie O'Dare, and Amy Arnvard. Would you like to sponsor the show? Become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy. All right, here we go. Second time around for this one.
Oh, no.
Price is Right rules,
Ooh.
I hate
Cameo edition.
Okay.
Okay, so we've done this once before. Cameo, of course, the website where you pay somebody to.
Oh,
Yeah.
not the
Cameo.
band.
Oh, there was a
No.
band.
No.
I was really scared that we were going to ask trivia questions about the band Cameo.
Okay.
Oh.
No.
So this
We
is the
were not going to
website
do well.
where you can pay like B-list, C-list celebrities to
Yep.
say something.
I don't think we have to
and-
rank them. It's just anybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
First one on here is Jesus Christ.
Uh,
Closest without going over.
Oh, this
let's
is a
start.
real
We'll
thing?
start
this
over
is
here.
for
We'll go this way. So
what a
we'll
30-second cameo. Do we have any kind of standard on this? An appearance. We're just okay.
Where do you get a
Episode.
cameo
Base,
from?
base pay.
All right. Who's starting it aside? Is it me?
You.
All right. For Jesus, because
So
that's
this
ubiquitous.
He is listed under the influencer.
Okay.
Good.
Of course he is. He's
He's
influenced
very
the
influential.
world.
Influential.
Even
I'm
better.
gonna put
And a
Jesus
creator.
Christ. Thank you.
I like it.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, because I feel it's going to be a competitive marketplace, I'm going to say you can get JC up there. AJC, $20. I think $20 you get a comment from JC.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Whitney?
My instinct was 30, so I'm just saying 30.
All
I
right,
don't
we'll
care
go by
about
10.
strategy.
My instinct was 45. So
All right,
I'll,
go a little
I'll
higher
I'll
on
just come
that.
down to 40.
All right, let's see.
45.
Hey!
On the money. On the money.
I know how much it costs to talk to Jesus.
He talks to
Jeez.
Jesus a lot. You know what? Look at that hair. He's
Jesus
playing
is just
Jesus.
all right with me.
It
Oh,
is
there
his
it
cameo.
is. Jesus is just all right with me.
Okay. Whitney, you're going to go first on this one.
Yay.
We are going to pick a musician. Well, kind of.
Jesus Christ.
Are you familiar with the Island Boys?
Island Boys.
Yes.
Okay. Island Boys.
Do they sing? Wait, never mind.
Oh, my
Yes,
goodness.
I am.
I feel like
Say
this is actually going to be pretty pricey.
Oh, wait. How much is the cameo from the Island Boys?
Yeah.
I thought you were about to
Oh
ask a
my
question
God.
about the Island
No,
Boys.
no,
I know. I was
no,
all
no.
excited, like thinking of
cameos.
all their videos.
Oh.
I'll bet you it's up
my
there.
God.
They're pretty big deals.
We're close without going over.
Yep.
Shit. I don't know if it's like. I'm gonna say $100.
Ooh,
Okay.
goes
Oh.
to Jacob.
I'm going to say $400.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll take. Oh boy, I'll go in the middle. I'll take 250.
Good. I wanted you to go in the middle because I think I'm low.
Yeah.
I think it's more like 550.
I was gonna go high, but I thought I'll take.
I wanted you to stay right there in the middle.
I
wanted the high end.
I'll
so
bet
I
you
got
they
it.
started it higher than 4, but I'll bet you that
I bet
I'll
they
bet
said
you the
about
marketplace
550.
has put it at about
I was gonna guess
250.
2.
Let's
Okay.
see.
But I was
Nick,
I was
tell us.
lowballing Jesus, so what do I know?
$36.
Oh,
Fuck
so
y'all, that's so
I'm
awesome.
downloading Cameo right fucking now.
I know what we're all getting for Valentine's
And,
Day.
this is happening immediately. And downloading
my gosh,
Cameo.
yes.
Yep. Let me.
All right.
That is
let
not
me
real.
get
Last
that
one
app.
for this round.
Do they
All
just
right.
say your name for that? They're just like Jacob. That's all
Yeah,
for
got it.
$36.
Professional
Install.
golfer John Daly.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, that's
boy.
really
I'm gonna
good.
say 250.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna say
boy.
$250.
I mean, he is a living icon.
I know.
Like, and he ain't doing it. He don't care. He don't give a fuck. I'll bet you it's $1,000 to get a John Daly.
I don't hate it.
What did you say? 250?
I bought 250.
Yeah, we left a lot of room in the middle there.
I know, but I was already thinking like
Or is 250 too high? You want to go $1?
I was gonna go. Well, yeah, I should do one actually because I was gonna say 200. I'll say $1.
Oh.
It is $1,000.
Was Jim
Oh.
right on?
Jim was right on.
Yes.
Jim's right on.
Damn.
I think that's a bonus
Nailed
point.
it.
I think Jim
This is
gets 2
wild.
points for that.
Thank you.
That-
You know what?
we'll
I'll
give it.
take that.
Unfortunately, I don't make the rules, so Jim just
Okay,
gets 1 point.
all right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah,
That's a shame. Big
it's a shame.
Well, but didn't Jacob land the first one perfectly?
No,
No.
he said, I'm gonna say 45, but I'll go 40.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was 40.
I hedged to get down
Yeah.
to give myself more room.
Fair enough.
Still
Yeah.
won.
Yeah,
I still
John
won,
Daly.
but I didn't claim a
Didn't get
bonus
the
point.
double.
A K for John Daly, honestly, still not enough. I feel like he's underselling on that one. But
I thought 'cause
I've,
he
I've
doesn't give a
downloaded
fuck.
the Cameo app.
I'm
and
going to say
pretty
at 250,
excited.
John Daly could be making some money.
Yeah.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
But I believe John Daly doesn't want to do the extra
Yep,
cameo.
that's why
Yeah,
it's
that's
1,000.
what it is.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supply and demand, and his supply is very low.
It is.
He
If
does
you
not
really
wanna
want
do it.
this,
Yeah.
I guess I'll do it for $1,000.
For $1,000, I guess. I'll
Yeah.
figure out how to hit this button. So I have downloaded the app, but I have not logged into it. For the sake of fairness, this is just the script on my phone. I just want to make sure everybody knows. And, obviously porn, but not Cameo. So
That's some weird
I'm
porn
not
on
gonna,
there.
yeah, a lot of John Daly porn. To be honest with you, that's how I knew he was lowballing, because I know what that man is capable of. Pathological demand avoidance versus oppositional defiant disorder in a 13-year-old. Hi, guys, and Whitney. I recently came across something called PDA, which apparently is not public display of affection in therapist circles, but pathological demand avoidance. The symptoms of PDA sound very much like my 13-year-old child's behavior. Let's call my child Pat. Pat is biologically female, but has come out recently as non-binary. Since they were very little, they have responded to mine and my husband's instructions with negotiation, forgetting, and humor or charm. Responses rarely are angry, so it never really matched with OCD, as was suggested
ODD.
by the doctor. ODD, thank you. As was suggested by the doctor. And our attempts to use incentives or consequences to encourage compliance rarely work well. Pat either does as little as possible and then rule lawyers their way to the reward, or they forget, or they seem unbothered by not getting the reward, or they aren't deterred by the consequence and keep doing the behavior anyway. They were diagnosed with mild ADHD, and I know that ADHD can present differently in girls. I've always chalked this up to the ADHD. And for the record, Pat rarely exhibits these non-compliance behaviors at school, which is also not really oppositional defiant disorder typical. My most successful efforts at changing behavior has been presenting the problem to Pat and neutrally supporting their attempts at a solution. This worked with getting them to wake up on time for school on their own. But this is A, super time consuming, and B, requires Pat to see the issue as a problem in the first place. For example, an exceptionally gross bedroom because the mess and filth is not a problem to them. Recently, Pat has struggled with suicidal thoughts that their therapist says seem to stem from a huge amount of anxiety about all sorts of things that I didn't know was there. According to the internet, PDA is anxiety related, can co-occur with ADHD and other neurodiverse conditions, and effective responses to oppositional defiant disorder won't work because the root cause is so different. My questions are, is this a real thing? If it is, are there recommendations based on actual data on how to respond more effectively to Pat's non-compliance? Something has got to change because the giant mountains of half-empty soda cans, used sanitary products, and dirty clothes that I think is causing the stink is just not an acceptable way to live. And I am so deeply frustrated, angry, and guilt-ridden after 13 years of fruitless battle with this child. Thank you for your advice over the years. I love the show. I love you guys. And I love the Pod Therapy community. Signed, Scoop K. So this is a nuanced question. And pathological defiance is different, or not pathological defiance, but forgive me, I have to go.
Demand avoidance.
There it is. Yeah. Is different than oppositional defiant disorder. All three of us have worked for programs where we got face-to-face with ODD.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like it's a good place to start from the position of things we're pretty comfortable with, we're really familiar with. And then we can kind of start to step into a little bit of what the writer's describing here. And I think we can all appreciate why that does look a little bit different than what we've seen with ODD.
Yeah.
And, I don't know that we're going to say thumbs up or thumbs down to a diagnosis of PDA. We can comment on it if anybody's heard about it. I've heard about it a little bit, really more in European places than America. I've seen a little bit of reports on it. But yeah, maybe we start from a position of what is oppositional defiant disorder and maybe some of our professional experiences with that, because I know we've all been in at least that area, and that's largely referenced here.
Before we do that, my immature brain. Only because the person said let's call them Pat, and I don't think Pat's their real name, but I just thought of the SNL
It's
skit.
definitely a reference to the SNL skit.
Okay,
because they say,
are we all thinking that? 'Cause it's Pat.
Yes,
Okay.
that was why Jacob chuckled. It was
Okay.
solidly.
I did not
No,
see
it was
Jacob
definitely a
chuckling.
reference.
Okay, I was like, is that
Excellent
just
work,
me?
Scoop K.
Okay.
Very well done.
I loved it. I was
no,
giggling
it's Pat.
internally.
One of my favorite bits with the "It's Pat" thing. For those who don't know, Pat is who was
good.
played by Pat. It was Martin Short, right?
No.
No, who is it?
I think it was Martin Short.
It definitely was not Martin Short.
No, it was.
I'll bet you
it
your
was a
doctorate that it
female,
wasn't Martin
it?
Short. What are you putting
boy.
up?
Oh boy. I mean, if it's
Jacob
not
looks
Martin
very
Short,
confident.
Martin Short played.
It's Pat.
God, what role was Martin Short playing that makes me think of that?
I don't
it was
know,
like
but
the
I'm saying,
church lady,
but I've got a bet out on the table for you, Jim. You going to pick that bet up, or you going to put it down?
I'm not taking it. You seem too confident. You're intimidating. So somebody look it
Anyway.
up.
Jacob will look it up.
Sweeney.
It was Martin Short.
Fuck me. Was it really?
Yeah.
No, you didn't look
No,
it
no.
up.
The eye contact.
Was it Julia
for that.
Sweeney?
Yes.
Okay. There's a great bit where Pat is at a
was so mad for a
restaurant.
second.
Or no, Pat's at a bar and orders like a cocktail. And the bartender's trying to figure out what gender Pat is. And they're like, oh, it's ladies' night. So it's half off drinks for ladies. And Pat puts a $20 bill on the table. And he goes, oh, thanks. And the bartender takes it and goes, oh, how much change do you want back? And then Pat goes, keep the change.
Damn it.
Keep the change.
Like
great
that was
job.
an SNL sketch. It was
God,
a
so
person who was
funny.
of an ambiguous gender.
Yeah, that was the bit.
it doesn't hold up well now.
No, it is very.
At
But
the
it was
time,
definitely I think
it actually wasn't as offensive as you might feel.
no my feeling on it was that it was meant to be innocent fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, but that's my
It was
feeling
not
on it.
indicting or critical of the character. It was
No.
creating an atmosphere where people around the character are just not sure.
Didn't know
and so
how to
they're
respond to the
politely
character.
trying to
Right.
ask, but the character is absolutely like does not
Vague.
catch on that
No.
nobody
Yeah.
knows this. And so is
And
just
in the time
answering in the
period
most
that it was
neutral
out,
possible ways.
that awkwardness was funnier than it probably would be now.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, ODD.
Yeah.
Working in foster
Either
care.
way, well done on the Pat reference.
Very
Okay,
solid.
yes, that was
We saw
amazing.
what you did. Good job.
Working in foster care with like high needs kids who have diagnoses like this.
Yeah.
It from what you've described, Scoop K, I would somewhat agree with you. Again, not diagnosing or undiagnosing anyone, but it does not sound like a typical ODD, behaviors. But I know this is like through your lens and what you're looking at. I'd be very curious to hear what your provider was looking at when they gave that diagnosis.
Right.
But ODD, man, it I mean, with the kids I worked with, it was very purposeful defiance. Like,
Right.
No, I'm not going to clean
Yeah.
my room.
It's
There's not
fuck
the
you in the
finagling.
face.
Yeah, it's not finagling
Yeah,
and
but not in a
lawyering.
nice
None
way.
of that.
Not hemming and
There's
hawing.
no nicety about
there,
it.
There is a little bit of indifference where
Sure,
it's sort of like, I don't give a
indifference, I can see.
goddamn about your reward
Yeah, like
system. I don't care about the consequences.
don't give
I
a
almost
damn
feel
about
like,
your
there it is.
reputation.
I almost feel like ODD was invented in some ways so that we didn't call children psychopaths.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
that's how close ODD feels to
I would say
Isn't that-
assholes
isn't-
for
But
sure.
that's conduct disorder, basically.
Oh, conduct
Yeah.
disorder. Yeah. I was like, wait, what's the one that's like precursor to
Yeah, conduct
sociopathy?
disorder.
Yeah. But yeah, they can be like closely tied together and have similar symptomology.
It's
but-
really a hard population to work with. I mean, Nick, you've worked on the front lines with
Yeah.
that population in
You have them
foster
in your
care
home.
as well.
I did. Yeah. A lot of frustration and attempts to control environments that they couldn't control.
Right.
It was a disobeying of authority in a way to gain control over the environment.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a very quick disregard too. And like some of what Scoop K is writing about, I can see why it's adjacent to oppositional defiant disorder, because here you are, you're trying to create structures, you're trying to create agreements, and you just don't have the consent of the governed. And that's what ODD and conduct disorder really lack, is like, it's so hard to find a way to find some leverage, to find something the kid cares about, a reward, a privilege, fear of a consequence that results in them entering into the social agreement to do what is expected of them. And it's interesting that Scoop K says, look, with school stuff, we made some big progress. Like in their classrooms, oftentimes ODD kids or conduct disorder kids, we'll see them be doing terrible at school, not because they're not academically qualified, but because of the behavior management issue. The teacher can't get them to buy in, and for whatever reason, when the kid loses interest or it has decided you're an enemy and doesn't care, they'll sabotage the room. They'll be up walking around. They're just a complete menace. And here we have a situation where the Pat was able to successfully get involved in academics, has made a lot of like roads upward in that way. Where pathological demand avoidance as a theory, and again, this is not a proper diagnosis.
I'm not super familiar with it.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's really just a new way to phrase kind of a cluster of observances.
Yeah.
And so demand avoidance, from what I've been able to read, and again, no expert on this, very just like very adjacent reading on the topic, but from what I've been able to gather, the implication seems to be that there are oftentimes younger people that the theory is that maybe their executive functioning has not fully developed, which with ADHD, that is exactly what we would suspect is part of this. And in that inhibited executive functioning portion of the brain, when you give them a demand, an imperative, when you make imperative statements, do or do not do, yes or no, fail or win, and there's a sense of pressure to that the rest of us hear. Most of us as children, when an adult or an authority figure were to stare you down and kind of call you out, most children would become submissive to the authority. And we would be like, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, we will want to make it right. Oppositional defiant disorder kids seem to have this need to sort of resist the authority, whereas pathological demand avoidant people seem to be entering into an anxiety reaction. There's this sense of like
a
fight or
freeze.
flight. Yeah. And they're overwhelmed and they're shutting down, but not in this conduct disorder ODD way where they're rationally choosing not to go with you. they seem to, their cup is so small that it's like very quickly
Yes.
overflowing.
I will see this with parents where they're like, what are they even anxious about or tired about? You haven't done anything all day. Like, I
Right.
work 10 different jobs and you're over here just
You're
like
over here making
sleeping
excuses.
and,
I'm
like,
asking you to literally clean
Yeah.
up your shit and put it away, and you're acting like I'm asking you to fucking rebuild the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
And there is this sense of like, because you're approaching them with this direct sort of communication style, they don't seem to handle it very well. And in some of the reading that I've done, I've seen it compared to like putting a flashlight on, trying to show somebody something, but pointing it into their eyes. And that they can't see anything. You're blinding them with this truth. And then it's frustrating to you because you're illuminating all the problems, but they're blinded by that.
Yeah, you
There's
can
too
see
much
them
light
all.
scattering into their eye. And so where I, and
So
writer,
they're blinded by the light.
there it is. Yeah, that's, there it is.
Like, what button is he going to push over there?
Jacob has had enough.
I thought he had the song.
I did too.
ready.
Like,
I know. Is he reaching for it? Like, I don't know.
Jacob's like, I'm done.
I mean, my only note on this writer, and again, like I would defer to child experts, and you know, if you're not already collaborating in therapy, I think that continues to be a really good suggestion in this case. Everybody drink, but like in this case, from what I've seen, children that do have, and again, PDA is not an actual diagnosis. It's like a way of description, sort of like highly sensitive people as a description. Where I've seen some good suggestions, it actually takes the shape of something we use a lot in addictions treatment, which is motivational interviewing. So like with addictions treatment, we don't often go head to head with a person and confront them and challenge them because we'll find that they won't be very successful, right? The ego gets in the way or they're subsumed by denial. So we found that we have to do this like yes and approach where we're like agreeing with them and we're slowly putting small victories in front of them and building their internal interest in solving the problem with us, but also being very patient and meeting them where they're at. And from what I've seen, those who suffer with pathological demand avoidance, their parents and supporters and allies seem to have more success when they stand adjacent to the person instead of across from the person. And I mean this literally and metaphorically. And together, shoulder to shoulder, we look at the disgusting mess in the room and we say, oh no, this stuff has really piled up. This is icky. This is not good for you. What can we do? And now we're not demanding anything. We're not insisting. There's not an imperative statement being made. Instead, there's this curiosity. What do you think we should do together to make this better?
Well,
Nothing.
And they can make
Place
it
looks
Dick
fun.
ain't gonna suck itself.
That's there.
I
it
love the
is.
two teenagers. Nothing.
Nothing.
Looks great.
D's
Looks
nuts.
fine.
No, the one thing I was gonna say, Jim, kind of is similar to that, and that is with teenagers. I saw this recently, and it really resonated with me. Where teens, we really want to seek connection over control, especially ones that are in situations like this, where they are kind of arguing back and forth with you. Because I could even see you stand with them. I've seen this with parents and kids. They're like, I've tried that. I'm like, what can we do? Do you want me to help? Nothing. You know, teens are like despondent. They're if there's been suicidal thoughts, because that was mentioned, right? I'm not making that up.
Right.
They're entering into like depressive state where you may ask them those questions and yeah, it just looks fine to me. I don't want to do a damn thing. I'm tired. I'm having suicidal thoughts. So I think trying to make a connection with him, and I see this with a lot of parents, and if you have been dealing with this for 13 years, I hear you, Scoop K. Like, it's a lot. You're exhausted. And even what Jim described is still a lot of fucking work.
Right.
It takes so much work to be a parent. It takes so much fucking work. Like, I applaud all of you out there. There's a reason I'm not one.
Thank you.
Like,
I'm just glad to finally be recognized on the show. I feel
unfortunately,
like
Jim's in that
nobody
category.
celebrates
but-
me.
We don't know for sure that Jim has kids.
Okay, you're not wrong. Technically, I've
We've
never
never
done
seen them.
the checking. Oh no, there are children, but whether I have spawned them is a good question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. But no, just trying to seek that connection before asking them to
It
do
is weird that
something.
Jim took it there, though.
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll expand on that later.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my one little blurb input is one, just to like, I hear you're exhausted, and it kind of feels like some parents view parenthood as like, I am raising this person to go out in the world, and I envision those parents out there that say like, I didn't raise my kid to do X, Y, and Z. I didn't raise my kid to be A, B, and C. And that always like sits with me kind of weird, because I'm like, yeah, as kids we're listening to our parent, but like we're our own human,
right?
And we're going to become our own human. And so yeah, you can tell your kid every single day like, we're this type of family, but like they're going to go do their own thing when they're ready. So don't take that so personally, and don't feel like I need to have so much control, especially at 13. So yeah, I think just trying to sit with them and connect with them on anything else besides the room.
Right.
Maybe that's not the focus. Like you said, like we're going to connect on something else, and maybe that pressure that's been put on, like you need to clean your room, well, the second you bring it up, their walls are going to go up.
Yeah.
So let's connect over something else, and then enter into that motivational interview territory where it's like, wow, how are you feeling in this room? Like, is this serving you? Like,
right. Being curious about it. Ryder, I would really encourage you to look up motivational interviewing and just kind of like trying to take a little bit of the skill set from that. But like, I appreciate what you said, Whitney, because like as a parent, one of the things that I've learned, and I think a lot of parents will say this, is like picking your battles. Because sometimes like there's a very interesting dance between my obligation as a parent to bring a certain amount of pressure to my child, and yes, give them the dignity of discomfort to some extent. A lot of parents are afraid to make their kid uncomfortable, to pressure them, to chastise them, to be negative around them. And to some extent, I think that there's a balance to that, because like I don't want us to be these people that are like immature ourselves and making it about us, and like making our kids responsible for our own emotions or wrong sizing our reactions. But I do think that we have to represent the natural consequences of some of their choices. And that means, hey, I live in this space with you. This is unacceptable.
Yeah.
These are my standards. These standards will be met. It's like, well, I don't want to meet these standards. Then we are going to start working on boundaries and slow natural consequences to kind of complement this. But it's tough because this is where the second piece of it comes in. It takes a lot of patience as a parent and choosing your battles, because you can very quickly escalate to like nuclear war.
Yes.
Believing that like, okay, well, you disrespected level A, so now we're escalating to level B. You didn't care about level B, we're going to level C. And this is where when you're dealing with PDA or oppositional defiant disorder, you're losing.
Yes.
You're
not going to win that battle.
There's no leverage you're going to find. Like there's no high enough standard. You're going to have to like kick
You're
them
not
out of
going
your
to kill
house.
the kid.
Right.
You're not going to murder the child.
The nuclear option.
That's
the
end.
win.
Yeah.
Like that's
The
the
end
end of
is
it. You're not going to do that, so you can't win that.
I put you in foster care. I call the cops and they come and get you. And like you realize, okay, if we're getting that far, I've clearly lost this.
Yeah.
So there is a delicate dance between, yes, I need to embody natural consequences. I need to allow this to happen. But also, as you said, Whitney, and I think to extend your point, there's also a consideration of allowing time to be my ally. Like there have been challenges I've had with my children where I've had certain fights and I've realized I don't think this child's developed enough yet. Like let's
check yourself.
I'm going to take as much of a win as I think I can get right here, and I'm going to keep working this, and I'm going to see if time is my ally. And I know from my perspective, Ryder, I've personally, I don't know if this is universal, I've been pleasantly surprised to discover there have been situations that I was concerned about, and then as time went on and my child's brain developed, I would reintroduce that challenge again, and I would find them to be much more receptive later on. And maybe we needed to wait another 6 months, maybe we wait a year.
Yeah.
And so there is this erosion process where their brain is still under development.
Yeah.
And especially if you're diagnosed with ADHD, there's also this thing of like, okay, are we using all the psychopharmacological tools that might be helpful to this? Are we allowing executive function to flourish right now? So, Ryder, these are all suggestions. I'm really glad for your letter.
Yeah.
Because I appreciate that you're helping us illuminate an area that often gets too like easily lumped in with things like autism or odd ADHD or ODD or CD. With children, development is hard, and it's not one size fits all. It's a labyrinth of personal factors, personal environments, personal challenges that make it really, really difficult to predict, to diagnose, to label. And so we try our best to give some advice, some information, some words that might resonate with you, like a diagnosis or certain symptom sets. But at the end of the day, you've got to know your child and you've got to do what's right for them on a one day at a time level. You talk about being exhausted. You talk about feeling defeated, seeing the unsanitary living conditions this child's living in. I wish there was a magic wand solution for this writer. At a minimum, I'm just glad that we can chew on it with you and sort of see you and resonate with that and just encourage you and just at a minimum tell you, like, I think that it's really noble that you're looking at this from all these alternative explanation kind of perspectives and you're just trying to meet your kid where they are at. So to offer you just a last word of advice, please look into motivational interviewing. There's a lot of really specific ways of talking and perspectives that allow you to be non-confrontational, non-imperative, collaborative, and patient. And also we introduce a lot of ideas in MI, well, not introduce, but co-opt a lot of ideas in MI, like stages of change, which may be a very useful model for how you're approaching some of your child's challenges today, is seeing where is their stage of change on this particular issue. On other issues, they've gotten all the way to action. On this issue, they're in pre-contemplation. My goal is not to get them to action. My goal is to get them just to contemplation. How do I help them see that there is a mess? Not to clean it, not to know how to clean it, just to agree there is a mess. This is probably not safe. How do we start there? And I think if you can start with those smaller milestones and steal some of those strategies, you might get some like atomic level success, and then we can maybe parlay that into something else.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're talking about process addictions with smoking. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Judy Schneider, Leon Casad, Carolyn Albert, Sammy Scoop, Sarah Smith, Mike Helm, Darren Cunningham, Cody the DeLorean Guy, Brady Malachuk, Mac the Ginger Scoop, Ellie O'Dare, and Amy Hartbark. If you'd like to sponsor the show, become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy.
So I think where we left off, I'm
Hartbark
winning
is so much easier
by
to
like
say.
100. I think I'm dominating right now. Can we sign up for Cameo? Can
my
Pod
God.
Therapy be on Cameo? Can
I'm
we do
sure
that?
we could, but
But
Sure.
I mean,
Why?
somebody will do it.
no, I'll bet they don't. I'll bet
There's
they
a
don't.
low
one.
enough number we could set that
there's
people
a
will be
low
like,
enough
oh, I
number,
could do
you're
that.
right.
All right,
But
Jem.
what is that cameo number?
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like,
What is our Cameo
I know.
number, really?
Mark McGrath.
Oh, the guy from
Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray. Oh, shit. Oh, geez. Now that I have the John Daly standard, that's really what I'm measuring everything else by. Mark McGrath, I'll bet he does it for $300. I'll bet Mark McGrath does that for $300 because I think this might be the only gig Mark McGrath has now.
Okay.
I'm putting it at $300.
I'm gonna go 200.
She's going under. Okay.
I'm a $1 wink.
You think it's low? You think it's low? I think I was too low with
God
3.
damn it! What is it?
It's $90.
Yeah.
I was gonna guess 100, which still would have lost.
You can get
but
Mark
still.
McGrath for $90?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
jeez. Wow. Okay, Mark. I think you're selling yourself short, buddy.
Whitney.
Mm-hmm.
Bam Margera.
Who's that?
Bam
Oh, Bam
Margera.
from
Punk.
Supposedly he's supposed to be in the
Jackass.
new
Jackass,
Jackass movie.
Oh, okay.
Also, they're doing a new Jackass movie.
There you go.
Bam.
Boy,
Gosh,
man.
that's a whole cultural.
hot
That's like
shit.
a John Daly vibe.
He was hot shit for a minute. That dude was the biggest deal ever.
Bam. 300.
Oh, boy. Okay. Mark McGrath is $90.
No one cares.
Is
about
Bam Margera 300? Where are you going with
Bam
this,
is
Jacob?
an icon.
I mean, Bam is a bit. I think Bam is bigger than Mark McGrath.
Very iconic.
He's more recognizable.
Yeah, like.
But that's a good
And
question.
you're like, what am I going to
140.
get?
Oh, he cuts it in
140.
half.
Okay.
140.
I'm gonna go $70. I'm going low because I think that dude cratered pretty hard, and
I just
there's a
want another
very
point.
small niche of people
That's
that really
fair.
care.
I definitely just want another point. Nick, tell me I want another point.
$100.
So that's me, baby.
So-
That's
it's Price is Right rules.
Shit.
Damn
Yes.
yes.
Give that one
Yes.
back to Jim. Hundo. All
Back to
right.
Jim. Okay.
Comes to me.
Jacob.
All right.
Corey Feldman.
Oh my God.
Who's Corey Feldman?
No, you know.
Is he Boy Meets World?
From the Corys. Yeah, the guy from Boy.
Yeah, it's
And
Boy
from
Meets
Stand
World.
By Me. No, just kidding.
Yeah, he was in Stand By
Yep.
Me.
Okay.
I told you everyone's
He
in
was the one with the glasses.
Corey
Yeah.
Feldman, I'm
I
going to
don't
say
know who that is.
$45.
Oh, it's more than that.
$45?
$45.
Yeah, I'm blind, brother. I have no idea who this guy is. No, unless he's the Boy Meets World guy. But I
He's
don't
the,
think
Boy
it is.
Meets, he's the Boy Meets World guy.
Okay. I thought that dude's last name was Savage.
It is. Savage Feldman.
Corey Savage Feldman.
Oh. All right. Well, that dude's actually pretty cool. And he's like got a really famous older brother too.
Yeah, that's true.
Paulie Mustang.
Wait,
Yeah.
what did you guess?
Wait, what?
I don't know.
I'm going to go, I think you said $40.
$42 or something.
$40. I don't think anybody's even bothering with this app if they're not getting enough money to make it worth it. Let this guy be $130. I'm going $130.
Okay.
Okay.
He had like a whole little weird revival. He's so odd now. That's why I feel like it might be more than I think, because he did like a documentary and was like abusing girls. Not really
And
abusing
now
them,
he's got
but
a band.
he has a
That's
band
not
now.
the fucking guy from Boy Meets World.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Whitney, go ahead.
Oh,
Jesus, he looks like a
man.
vampire.
But like, I feel like he's the type he's gonna set it high even if no one's buying it.
was he?
Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just to be full of himself. God, without going over though. So, then
Nick, give him a point.
what did you guys?
I said 150, I think.
150. What did he say? 150.
He said 40. I said I'm in the 100s. I think I said like 130.
I guess 100.
Nick, give him a point.
$422.
God damn it! I told you. I need to stick with my
Yeah,
fucking
you gotta
gut.
stick with your
Feldman,
gut.
God
settle
damn
the
it.
fuck
I
down.
almost said 300, and then I'm
get
so
it
bad at
again.
this
Dial
game.
it back, Corey Feldman.
I told you his ego. That's my psychology shit in there.
I'm surprised it's only 422.
I know. I would have guessed you got even higher.
Oh my God. Wow, I won not
Damn
even know who
it.
the fuck this
I'm
guy
so
is.
bad at the Price
I'm really
is Right
excited
game.
about this. Process addiction with smoking. Jim, Jacob, Whitney, Tangeman. Their name is my name too.
Jim, Jacob, Whitney, Tangeman.
Nice.
Their name
Is
is
my
my
name too.
You're welcome, writer.
Thank you. Hi there, gang. I've tried willing myself to write in a few times, but I'm a bit slow when it comes to collecting my thoughts, so I'm sorry if this is a bit scattered as a result. Anywho's, for context, a few years ago, I had an addiction to nicotine when I was working retail, and the excuse I gave myself was that it was because of the daily stress. I got clean when I moved back because of the restrictions that my state put on vapes. Now, fast forward to today, I'm constantly stressed from the mistakes I make at my job, dealing with multi-million-dollar loans. On my lunch, I'll drive down to the local 7-Eleven, smoke for the lunch break, and head back to work. Initially, it was an occasional activity, but now it's become a daily occurrence whenever I work. Can you guys give me some strategies to help fight this process / what are some effective techniques typically used to help combat addiction? I want to enjoy my life with my lovely partner while I still have it. Love, Jim, Jacob, Whitney, Tangeman Anonymous.
Well, this is y'all's department.
That's Nick's department.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Okay.
any of us, okay, first off, have any of us ever actually been a smoker? Have any of you
Yes.
ever been a smoker in your
I
life?
have one experience trying to sneak cigarettes when I was in elementary school.
Elementary school?
Like 5th grade or 4th grade or
Oh
something.
my
It
goodness.
Well, our
starts with
friends-
cigarettes, then it's boosting
Stealing cars. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Cigarettes again. You know what, dude? You're right.
Yeah.
The gateway, yeah, no, Dare Officer
Gateway,
Mike
yeah.
was right.
Wow.
he was really on the ball.
No, but we like took a whole pack of cigarettes. We're like, my friend's parents won't notice a whole pack. Obviously
Jesus.
they did, and we like snuck to this like house. They were building new houses. We like snuck to the little like whatever construction area, and I remember I like tried to smoke it, but I don't think I inhaled because I did not cough. I was just like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
oh, I'm so cool. No, my mom, they were like, hide it at your house, Whitney, because my mom's the nice one. My mom found those cigarettes, and both her parents were smokers, like inside the house, whatever. My mom does not smoke. She found them and tore them up in my face and says, don't you ever smoke.
Oh,
and
my
like,
goodness.
Right.
I have never seen her mad ever. I was just like, And I never smoked. I was like, yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
But yes, that's
So,
a parenting
Jacob,
advice.
you
there.
were also a smoker.
I smoked as like a teenager and in my 20s a little bit. Never hardcore. Never real
like if
bad.
you're drinking or something or something.
That's it. Or like I might have like a couple of cigarettes at night or something.
What was your brand? Can I guess?
Marlboro.
I was going to say
Marlboro.
Marlboro. I see you're a Marlboro Red man, I think.
Oh.
I was not a Marlboro Red guy. What did I do? I did Marlboro Lights. I just did a plain old Marlboro Light. My friends did the Marlboro Ultra Lights, which were
what's
the
the
green
difference?
pack.
Oh.
They felt like you weren't smoking. I always felt like this just feels like you're just getting the bad drugs and the like all the stuff that gives you cancer.
No nicotine.
And it doesn't feel pleasant.
What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I wore a tux and I smoked Camels.
Yeah, you did.
Ooh.
What?
Because that's what the Camel did.
Oh.
On the
Yeah.
cartoon.
Joe Cool.
yeah.
That's right.
No, I did not smoke. Cigars only.
Oh, cigars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I
yeah,
did
still
not
smoke
inhale.
cigars.
You know?
I don't. Yeah.
What was
actually.
that impression of,
Yeah,
Jim?
Bill Clinton, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
The listeners knew.
So, Ryder,
sex with that woman.
this isn't actually a process addiction. This is a chemical addiction.
Yeah.
So a process addiction would be something more or less with a behavior. Now, although this has behavior supporting it, it's actually a chemical addiction. And a pretty nasty one, too.
Jesus.
As far as the vapes, I don't know if that's, you said smoking,
Oof. Yeah.
but it started with the vapes. Yeah, really tough to quit that. Very
it
difficult.
seems like the vapes are. I might just be talking out of my ass. Maybe you guys will know. It seems like the vapes are more addictive
They do. People like be sneaking
than the
little,
cigarettes.
They can
But the
sneak
cigarettes,
them.
I guess, are worse for you physically.
I think the jury's still out on that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think there's still some inconclusive.
The vapes are like
studies with that.
higher octane nicotine, though.
Because
I
like
think.
Yeah.
cigarettes are definitely bad for you,
Sure.
and vapes are not good for you.
Cigarettes are bad for you because you end up looking so cool. You
That's
know?
right.
And it's just like, oh my God, all the
That is
pressure.
true. All the kids out there listening right now,
Social
Wait, did you
I
say
want you to
cigarettes?
know
Did you answer
that you look awesome
Yeah.
when you smoke.
Super
So
cool.
cool.
You
I remember
will
that.
never look as cool as you
Yeah.
will look when you are smoking.
I feel like kids
Well,
today
and
I
like-
don't have any follow up to that, children.
No,
Yeah.
period.
You will look
smoke cigarettes.
awesome.
If you're in an alleyway
smoke.
trying to be intimidating,
Yeah.
Yes.
a vape is not going to do it.
As-
No.
it won't do it. Won't do the
What
trick.
a tool. I'm not
No.
scared of that guy.
No, no,
No,
no.
no.
I remember when we were all kids, I mean, at least in high school, that was a whole thing where people like just smoking cigarettes in order to seem cool. There was an entire contingent that were just
I don't know
doing
what you think
that.
cigarettes are, Jim. That's the business.
Yeah. They just look
Joe,
It's
cool.
literally the entire business that you're describing.
Not a thing anymore.
The
Kids do not
tobacco
seem to
industry
care.
is listening and just now came up with that idea.
Yeah. Guys, sell
Wait, it
to
wasn't
children.
to make you feel good?
I think this guy Jim's onto something. guys.
Anyway, you were saying about process
Nick alluded to a
addiction.
cartoon camel earlier.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that was a cool camel.
Well, I mean, there's not been any
Yeah.
financial consequences for that kind of behavior, so who knows?
Never.
Not any that are effective.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, I just wanted to point that out. Not that that makes a big difference. But here's the thing. So, some techniques. Number one, the first thing you have to do is you have to find some way of breaking up the pattern. That's one of the most challenging things, is because it becomes so ingrained that it's
Time
it
to
actually
do this.
yeah, and it takes advantage of a really important feature that our brains have, which is the ability to predict upcoming events
Right.
and to prepare your body for what's
Oh,
about to happen.
That's cool.
Yes.
Right. So in the same sense that, you know, like if I smell that Laura's cooking food, my body biologically, physiologically starts to prepare for digesting food.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Pavlovian responses.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it is. And so when neurons fire together, they get wired together. So
Right.
when A leads to B leads to C, sooner or later A just leads to C.
You're stressed at work.
Yeah, we're
You-
cutting out the middle, man.
That's right.
So it's not just stress at work. It's also that 7-Eleven. It's that drive from work to the 7-Eleven.
Yep.
It's all
The
of
ritual.
those rituals that
Yeah.
line up, that lead up to that. So what you have to do is find some way of disrupting that signal.
Right.
Because I use the example of like a snowball rolling down a hill. Like the further this goes, the harder it is to stop.
I love that. So interference patterns, it sounds like you're suggesting like anything different. Because if you just tell yourself, I'm going to not smoke anymore, but I'm still going to go to that 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get myself a Slurpee instead.
Yeah.
You dumbass. That's absolutely not going to be successful. There's no way. Like these things pair together. And so that can't be the case. So you're talking about removing more than just the smoking.
Yeah, I would identify all of the stimuli that are around and associated with that.
Okay.
So I used to do this a lot with, like this is it still annoys the shit out of me. But a lot of counselors, drug and alcohol counselors, they'll have one of the easiest things to do for all clients is like, identify your triggers.
Okay.
What are your triggers to use? Okay. Which, yes, that's very useful, but a lot of counselors just be like, name 5 triggers. I see that on treatment plans all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, guess we're fucking done.
Done, yeah.
Like, no.
They got them. They figured it out, boys.
They're
Pack
doing,
it up.
yeah, they're doing 10% of the work.
Right.
Okay, because it's not just identifying triggers. You need to break it down. Let's identify visual cues, visual triggers. Let's identify emotional triggers. Let's identify
Like who we're
physiological
around.
triggers. Yeah,
Right.
let's identify things that you hear, songs. I
Right.
mean, there's all sorts of things that are triggers. So go through each of your 5 senses and then identify what those things are.
Situational triggers, times of day.
Exactly. What are all of the things that are associated around this?
Yeah.
Right. So now that you've got a list of all those things, then now you have to figure out which of these can you put into the pile of things that we can eliminate, and which are the things that are unavoidable that we're going to have to develop interference patterns for.
Right.
And then once you've got that, then we can start diving into the
And
interference
alternate
patterns.
coping behaviors, right?
Right.
And I like your suggestion there that, writer, you won't be successful unless A, you can do that part of it, identifying all those things, but then B, actually scripting out what the alternative coping mechanism is going to be now. And that can't be something you expect yourself to just come up with on the fly when you're there. You're going to have a hard Wednesday at work dealing with multi-million-dollar decisions. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to feel defeated. And in that low point, you're not going to have the emotional resolve to stick to whatever your life change decision was. I'm not going to smoke anymore. I'm not going to eat junk food anymore. I'm not going to have a beer at lunch, or whatever it is, whatever your unhealthy coping mechanism. When you're already emotionally defeated, when you're already in the presence of your trigger, it's too late. So like the only way you're going to be successful is to sort of pre-engineer the new coping skill or the new coping outlet that you want to bring to that moment, and anticipate that moment will arrive. And when it comes, here's what I'm going to do instead. And something just popped in my head. So one thing could be like, okay, there's a 7-Eleven down the street to the left. To the right, there's a pet store. The next time I have a really bad day on my lunch break, I'm going to drive down to the pet store and I'm going to pet these dogs and cats. And I'm just going to tell them, hey, I'm just interested in buying a dog. I'm going to lie, or I'm going to go to the animal shelter. And I'm just going to hang out and pet these puppies for a little while. That's what I'm going to do during my lunch break. I'm going to sit there and eat a burrito and fucking pet these dogs. And like, if you can pre-decide that that's the game plan.
Sounds like too germy.
Okay. Notes.
Food and
good
petting
notes.
dogs.
Good notes.
Yeah.
But yeah, something different. If you can pre-engineer that new plan and do what you can to prepare that, if there's any preparing steps that need to happen so that you can go. Like if you say, okay, next time I'm going to walk to this park and I'm going to go take a walk at that park. Great. Go do some scouting. Drive to that park. Become familiar with the park. Know where it is. Know where you're going to park if you need to do that. Get there first. Start to get these things pre-designed. When you can do that, then when the bad day comes, you have a little bit more of this gravity kind of pulling you in that new direction that we don't default to the standard.
And I think one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is how much of this is a brain issue, right? Like it's how your brain functions.
Right.
And I think a lot of people fuck up by thinking well, I'm going to do this thing, but I'm going to stop it.
Right.
I'm going to go to 7-Eleven. I'm going to do all these things that I always do,
Yeah.
but I'm just going to not smoke.
Right. Just the tip, but there's no way we finish.
Well, yeah, which is it's that's you're starting this biological process, this chemical process in your brain, and then saying that you're going to stop it somehow.
Right.
It's the same way as me saying, like, I'm going to eat this Snickers bar,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to allow my body to digest the glucose.
Right.
I'm not going to allow it to store the glucose.
This is involuntary.
like, yeah, you have no fucking choice in that. Like,
Right.
you've already eaten the Snickers bar. You
Right.
can't stop that once it's already in your body. So
Yeah.
it's a lot, in a lot of ways, it works the same way. So you have to identify what are those things that you can stop in the very beginning.
What are
and
your
not
views
allow
on like a
yourself.
harm reduction approach where instead of Ryder going and buying
I wanna hear this
cigarettes
too.
at the 7-Eleven, are we okay with something that maybe we wouldn't celebrate as a healthy thing, like going and snuggling some puppies, which is pretty benign, but maybe getting a Zyn, like a chew or something like that, and stepping away from, or vaping straight nicotine or something to that effect? How do you feel about those harm reduction approaches?
I think a lot of people have success with it. I think it really depends on what we're doing and what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the example of like nicotine gum, great example.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a harm reduction thing. A lot of people have success with that. It's something that gives them just that little sense of relief. In the same way of like if we're talking about dealing with anxiety or depression and you take a medication, that little bit of sense of relief that you get allows you to implement behavioral strategies.
Right.
Right? So you just need that little help in order to do something else, right? So I think there's no problem with that. I think it's really useful if you're also then following that up with, okay, I had this nicotine.
Right.
Now I need to actually deal with my emotion. I need to
Right.
deal with the thing that set me off.
Yeah.
Like I need to do something about that, right? So in that sense, harm reduction strategies like that can be very helpful. Where it becomes problematic is when you have opposite substances. I see this happen a lot too, where somebody is like, yeah, I'm going to try to stop using meth. So when I have a craving for meth, I'm going to drink alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that doesn't work.
Right.
Because your body is doing different things. Like
Right.
you're not craving alcohol. You're craving meth. Why are you craving
Right.
meth? You're craving meth because it's a stimulant and it gives you the effect that you want.
Right.
So now you're going to give your body another substance, which is only going to leave it unsatisfied.
Exactly.
Because it's not getting the
It's just
thing
going
that
to
it
lower
really
the
wants.
drawbridge.
Yeah.
There's an
What?
old joke that we used to say in rehabs, like, yo, man, they'll be like, oh, I don't have a meth problem, but when I'm drunk, I want meth. Like, great. Your alcohol problem has a meth problem.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'll tell you that right now.
So what, like, just to like keep down that path though, like what is your thought if it is a similar like coping? So if somebody's using like, I don't know, cocaine to stay awake or whatever,
Cocaine.
but then like they're like, well, I'm going to substitute with Red Bull. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Is that
It is.
I don't
That
know.
is harm reduction.
Okay?
We'll take-
like,
They're not going to get arrested for having Red Bull.
Right.
right.
Right. So there's a lot of strategies.
Maybe you
in
don't know
which-
about bootlegging.
But I am
There-
curious. Like,
yeah,
what are your
no,
thoughts
and
on that?
that's
Yeah.
a good question, and I think it's. I always try to be scientific with a lot of this stuff. You know, like, all right, well, let's try it, right?
Yeah.
If that's
Run
what
the
you want to do,
experiment.
let's
Okay.
run the experiment. Let's see what happens. Let's try to put some guardrails in place before we run the experiment. So if shit goes wrong,
Sure.
you're not going to fall completely out of whack here. But like in a case like that, you know, yeah, that would probably be a good idea because like it's not going to get me in trouble with my probation officer. I can drive while under the influence of Red Bull.
Sure.
I'm I don't have to put myself in high risk, dangerous situations to purchase Red Bull.
Right.
Like so, it's
Okay.
decreasing the risk in all of these other areas.
Okay.
Is it still a stimulant? It's providing something for me? Yeah, but it's probably doing so in a way that I can manage.
So if I'm hearing you right, in the writer's case, you're kind of saying, look, if you want to run an experiment where you drive to that same 7-Eleven and you buy nicotine gum instead of cigarettes, maybe we can run that experiment. Fine. That's the right spirit. But be advised, oftentimes what happens is people will they're still doing the same functional thing, and oftentimes they're unsatisfied with the diet cola they just picked up, and they only end up craving the real thing, and they'll relapse. They'll end up going back to that other thing, and they'll wonder why the diet version of it, the nicotine gum, wasn't enough, and they'll think the whole thing's a big failure. And what you're advising here is that's actually kind of a predictable outcome. We tend to see that a lot. Sometimes harm reduction does work. Sometimes we see it go the other way. And when that happens, we've got to take on the whole problem instead of just trying to take these half measures.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've done this with a lot of foods, actually, where I've substituted foods that I really enjoy. I've substituted for healthier alternatives.
Okay.
From cutting out soda to going to like sparkling water, or even diet soda or Coke Zero or something like that.
That seems like too much.
You were a Mountain Dew man pretty hard, like for a long time.
Yeah.
Now you're more of a LaCroix guy?
Or Diet Mountain Dew.
Okay. Hey. Great step.
I don't even know who you are.
Journey of 1,000 starts with 1. Yeah, good job.
So yeah, Ryder, I think that would probably be my first tip, is to kind of look for some sort of interference pattern. And then I think the other thing too is remember your why. Like, why are you doing this? What is the point of doing this? Because I think that's the thing that people forget about. They get into, trying to change the behavior, forget about the whole reason why they're doing it, and then that just makes it easier to lapse back into that behavior.
I love it. No, I think this is really good. And like you said earlier, cigarettes, is one of the harder things to quit. I mean, that's just a very difficult thing. It's one of those things that luckily I think as a society we've seen people like give up on cigarettes, but I think mostly because these alternatives appeared and they started kind of transitioning more than really letting go of it.
That's what I think.
Yeah, nicotine is a really hard
no one
one.
smokes cigarettes,
Also,
but vapes are insane.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, there was a decades-long giant coordinated ad campaign against cigarettes.
Yeah, I used to be in anti-smoking commercials. I'm dead fucking serious. So in high school, I was actually hired.
Did anyone ask you to be in these commercials?
Yes,
or were you just in?
I was asked by
He just stood outside.
He just showed up.
Yeah, back when there was that whole like anti-tobacco ad council
He showed
thing.
up with a fucking handy cam.
All those all that money
Don't
went
smoke,
out.
everybody.
There was a Southern Nevada Health District campaign called Expose, XPOZ. And they went to local high schools, and it just so happened the lady who was running it was my biology teacher's like former student, and they were very close. And she came to our class and gave a talk. And then he actually gave us an extra credit assignment where we were asked to help her do a campaign. And so we did, and we hit it off so well that she put me in commercials. I was in television commercials for Expose.
Fame started.
That was the beginning, of my childhood Hollywood experience. There was a lot of coke. There was a lot of drugs.
I only want a cameo with that.
As soon as I got a taste, of fame, I immediately spiraled out of control.
If you want to get on the Pod Therapy cameo, you can buy a cameo for anyone, and Jim will do cocaine on the cameo.
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's a number. There's always a number. There's always a number, Whitney. Don't be surprised.
What's the number?
I don't know, but there is one.
I'm gonna start sending
Okay.
requests.
There's a number. There's always a number. All of us have a price. Don't act like you can't be bought. Also, we should definitely launch
be bought.
a Patreon. It's lower than you think.
Yeah.
For Jacob,
like
if you're providing the
trivia
coke, the coke is provided. All right.
Yeah.
Are you in town? Gas money, I guess. That's probably fine. We should definitely launch an entire cameo opportunity on the Patreon. I will think about it, but I don't know how to do it. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are wrapping up the show. You are listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Judy Schneider, Leon Kassoff, Carolyn Alberts, Amy Scoop, Sarah Smith, Mike Helm, Darren Cunningham, Cody the DeLorean Guy, Brady Malachin, Max the Ginger Scoop, Ellie O'Dear, and Amy Aardvark. If you'd like to sponsor the show, become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy.
Well, everybody, as we wrap up the show, I want to remind you can sign up at patreon.com/therapy, and you can get our extended show ad-free a day earlier. You can also enjoy our 8-year library of extra recorded material, all sorts of interesting scholarship,
Enjoyment
rants,
is not guaranteed.
all sorts of fun, as well as upcoming stuff. And you'll also have instant access to our live chat Discord community, where our listenership enjoys discussing every single episode, and they often give feedback directly to the writers from their own lived experience. And there's all sorts of pictures of our pets and friendships. It's great. Check it out. Patreon.com/therapy. And we've got some new friends who have joined the Theraparty. Who is new to the party there at patreon.com/therapy, Nick?
We got a new Therapal, Reese Tyrell.
Oh, welcome,
And I
Reese.
think Reese was on the last episode that we ran names, but I couldn't remember, so I left Reese on there.
Yeah.
Two new Therapods, Tom Power and Rain Hogard.
Welcome.
I like that.
And we got two new Therodactyls.
What?
I see Mike in there.
Dale the King and Mike Lush.
Woo! Welcome, friends.
Way to go.
Well, that's wonderful. And of course, we'd like to thank the benevolent, revered, generous, and flagrantly pro-therapy diehard who loves you all so much they give till it hurts, our Therapartner, Pickett. And we'd like to thank our bosses, the mysterious and shrouded Illuminati members of the fan club, the Theraproducers. Thank you, Jake Schneider, Myra, Robert Brownie Jr., Mint, Smitty, Scoop, Richard fucking Macy, Judy Schneider, Malia, Leon Kassab, Carolyn Albert, Kevin Chamberlain, Tess Miller, Dan Martin, Sammy Scoop, Slurpy Kaye, motherfucker, Ben Stanley slapping your face, Sarah Smith, Adam Hathaway, Byler T, Mike Helm, Oscar Swanrose, Paris, a Sunny Boy, Darren Cunningham, Lib, Sandra McWaffle, Team Monaco, Thunder, Cougar, Falcon, Scoop, Heyo, Hannah Marie, Andrew Langmead, Emma, Tonka, and Pony Soprano, Alina, Cody the Lorian Guy, Brady Malachek, Chick Fellatio, Gabriel Adame, Sean Sutherland, Max the Ginger Scoop, Chad Mag, Adam Warren, Inka La Prince, Sam Cohn, Be Gay, Do Crimes, Ellie O'Dare, Not Kira Knightley, and Amy Aardvark.
If you'd like to do this episode uncut and unedited,
And why wouldn't you?
and enjoy our spontaneous side projects, go to patreon.com/therapy. And thank you for supporting mental health.
That's all the time we got for this week's session. I want to thank our landlords, the something studios.
Hashtag believe all wombats.
There it is. Contributed to our show today. We really appreciate it. Remember, pod therapy isn't something you should keep all to yourself. Share the episode with the world. Tag us on the socials when you do. It's at PodTherapyGuys on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter. It's /PodTherapy on Facebook. And don't forget about all the extra goodies at patreon.com/therapy.
Hey, send us a question. We know you want to.
Do it.
Do
You can
it.
ask anonymously at PodTherapy.
Do it, you cowards.
Email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com or
Email
click the
Nick.
link in the episode description. Please email me. I'm Nick.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jim.
Thanks, and we'll see you for your appointment next week.
So you guys want to hear about my caper, my
here you go.
Pokemon card caper?
Real quick.
Not really.
All right.
Cameo, Chris Hansen.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's big money. Chris Hansen's the pedophile guy.
Yeah, the guy with
Yeah.
the kid.
Oh, yeah. You know that's hilarious.
Well,
I was
there's
gonna
two
say-
ways that you can meet him. One of them's
Okay.
Cameo. The other
The other
one,
one, you have to earn
I'm
it.
not kidding.
The other one, you put in the work.
14-year-old children are involved in both, though.
Oh, I
Oh.
mean, I think Chris Hansen is, I'll bet $3,000. I'll bet you per. And that's worth every penny to have your buddy have a Chris Hansen open, like, hey, Nick, it's me, Chris Hansen. Why don't you have a seat?
Oh, you know
I
what?
mean, if
what you
that's-
doing with that Mike's Hard Lemonade?
If I thought that Chris Hansen would fake accuse people of being a pedophile,
That's all
via
he's
his
doing.
cameo,
That's all he's doing.
I feel like he's not.
I
If he
think that's what it
was,
is.
I feel like he would be a multi-billionaire. Like we would only see his name. We'd be
Lot of
like
fake.
Elon, who Chris Hansen has all of the money, literally.
Okay, so you're going to lowball this one.
Oh, I'm so low on this
All
one.
right, I'm 3K. I'm 3K on the low.
Oh, I'm 2 digits.
It's going to be over me.
I am multiple orders of magnitude under Jim.
I feel like Nick put this in for a
3K.
reason. Did you create this or
Conservatively.
No,
someone?
this is
Oh,
in
someone
here.
else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Conservatively 3,000.
Fuck. So you're going double digits?
Oh, I'm like
And
$40.
you said 3,000.
You got a wide
100.
berth there. You're going what?
$99.
Yes.
Really?
I cannot win this fucking game. I'm so bad at it.
Oh.
I'm so
that's
bad.
worth every penny.
Well,
If
that's
I thought
almost
that
right.
if I thought that I could get a cameo of Chris Hansen going, Jim Jobin,
Oh yeah.
you know what you did.
That's a
we
bar
need to
tab.
have a talk.
That's a bar tab.
Easy.
So okay.
Is
AI
this you
exists
that
now.
said?
yeah. Yeah, just
Yeah.
have Chris Hansen read my tweets.
Oh,
Honestly.
Just do that, sir.
Money well spent.
I'm just telling you right now, Chris Hansen, you're leaving money on the table.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
For retirement, do that.
Also, patrons, if you just want to throw some money away, do that. Get Chris Hansen to fucking comment on Pod
I
Therapy.
feel like John Daly.
Oh, I'd love it. John Daly, I mean, honestly. But
That's
$99
worth
for a Chris Hansen can, that's
It was
fantastic.
99 cents.
All right, I'll save my my
in my
Pokemon
mouth.
caper story for Patreon. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.